Welcome to Rich Conversations. This is another one of our rich reflections where we're going to take about 30 to 50 minutes out of our day to simply just think more intentionally about our own life. And we'll start this session how we always do, and that's 5 minutes of breathing. Can you handle that? All we're going to do is sit still in silence and breathe for 5 minutes. Not a lot of people can do this. It's more and more a difficult thing in an ever-changing, fast-paced, accelerated world, complex world. Okay, 5 minutes. Ready, begin. Just breathing in and breathing out. Buckle up. So that was 5 minutes of breathing. How do you feel? Relaxed? Maybe more calm? If you're answering stimulated, then I don't know what to tell you. But the reason why we do this is so that we can kind of ground ourselves before we're going to put thought into questions about our life. So we're relaxed. We can kind of come from a place of clarity, and that will help us. Because we don't want the emotions of what's been happening throughout the day, or how we're feeling in the moment. We don't really want that to affect our bird's eye view of life in a way. Now, let's start this session with the question that we start with every time, and that's, what are we grateful for? It's a great place to start each and every time. Someone I talked to before, she's high up in the business world. Every day, she has an alarm go off at 2 p.m. And she has to, I can't remember specifically. Did she say 5 things she's grateful for? She has to list like 5 things that she's grateful for. She does it in her like iPhone notes. But she says it's so important. And she had gone through cancer before, and she's just like grateful for life, and she makes sure that she does it every single day. And I thought that was interesting because in a conversation about business, which we were having, it goes back to like health and like being able to live at the highest of human capabilities. I've been reading The Great Gatsby this last week, and there's a line in there where F. Scott Fitzgerald writes that there's no difference with man in regards to money, race, religion. The difference is in sick and the well. And you can tell right away. This was after the scene where George Wilson suspects that his wife has been having an affair or something going on. And then Tom Buchanan learns that like Gatsby and Daisy are a thing, got a thing going. So they're both like flushed, and the difference is between like the sick and the well. You can tell when someone's like, not just physically, but like the mental affects the physical. And if you've been sick before, which I'm sure you have, unless if you're like a mutant or an alien, like the only thing you want when you're sick is to be healthy again. That's it. That's it. Health. So our second question is, what can we be doing to ensure that we'll be in healthier spirits? No. Okay, let me rephrase that. What can we do to live healthier physically and mentally? What can we do to improve our health physically and mentally? I want to start flipping tires again. It's been winter here, and it's been cold and snowy and icy, and there's two parts to it. It just makes it logistically harder to do, to like flip tires outside. Not the process, but like the process of getting ready and then wearing different clothing. I don't know. Being a little lazy. Why be cold when you can not be cold? I'll do like push-ups, but I've really let work affect my exercising. I get a lot of steps in. So like aerodynamically, I'm moving quite a bit, but not like physical strength training. Yeah, that's important. Let's take some time to define what mental health means to us. So what does mental health mean to you? Like let's define it in our terms. Like in our life, what does that mean? What does mental health mean to us? I think for me, I feel like this phrase is overused and abused often in society. You want to be mentally strong, mentally flexible, adaptable, and I don't think like mental health should be thrown around as like a excuse for not developing habits to strengthen our mind. It almost becomes a punchline of, my mental health. No, I can't do that. My mental health, because it's not quantifiable. Whereas you can take your temperature and it shows you, oh, physical health is compromised. Yeah, mental health, at least not yet. There's not a measurement of what's going on, and mental health is something like where, for me, it's like my being is disrupted, and there's too much going on in my mind. There's too much going on that I need to like step away to like breathe again, and then clear myself and regain that bandwidth to solve problems, to cognitively function at a high level. So something I do here on the farm is I'll take walks in the woods at least 3 days a week. And I can feel a difference. Like I know a difference in my body, in particular with like mental health, when I do it and when I don't do it. And like I mentioned, it's been cold. And it's been muddy. It's like in the 10s or 20s, 30s degrees. But I still go out there. It's like the process. It's the logistics. It's what's killing me. Like you have to exert so much more mental energy when it's cold outside in the winter and whatever. But yeah, mental health. Someone gave me some feedback with these rich reflections, and that we need some more like ambient music. Something in the background, just have a little bit more of a vibe. It's something I need to look into, because if you play certain music, like YouTube is able to recognize whether something is copyrighted material or not. So if I'm trying to monetize a YouTube channel, but there's copyrighted material in a particular video, then that video, from my understanding, wouldn't contribute to monetization. So it would have to be, I don't know how that would work. But that's happened before with like videos. I think it's a bet. It is true. Like the energy is a little bit more relaxed. Like especially with recording with guests. You just have like music playing in the background. People are more loose. People are more comfortable. So it's something to look into with this. Should light some incense. So what kind of music do we listen to create a relaxing environment? Be as specific as you can. Like I've been listening to this French classical music. I have like a French house playlist and a French classical playlist. And these are from like writing. When I write in the morning, I can't do vocals. It's too distracting. So I need something more instrumental. And but like even keel, not like instrumental that's gonna take me all over the place. I have found classically British classically British playlist. That's a really good one too. Might even be better than the French one. They're different vibes. And I felt when I was writing the book that the English one I liked a little bit more. Yeah, what kind of music do you listen to? Specifically. You can't just say like reggae. You have to be specific. Really niche down. bought some incense lately. I had a re-up on my incense supply. There are certain products that are must-haves for myself, necessities. Incense, coffee, candles, wine, yeah, maybe that's it. That's all I need to live. Incense, candles, wine, and coffee. There you go. But with this incense, I like this brand Morning Star. It's Japanese incense. And bought 200. Comes in this box. Previously, there's this store on Argyle in Chicago, neighborhood I used to live in, called Asia on Argyle Street, in the Uptown neighborhood. And it's like this plant. It's called Q Ideas. That's the name of the place. And bought plants there before. I like going there for incense, and I bought like five or six different ones of like 50 incense sticks. And I like jasmine the best of all of them. And so I was looking for it. This time I bought it on Amazon because I didn't have any trips to Chicago coming up, and I wanted this incense. So about 200, and I bought Palo Santo. Is that how you pronounce it? Solely because one of my friend's songs that he put out, that I helped create a short film in Los Angeles, burning Palo Santo by the branch. There's that line, burning Palo Santo by the branch. And I was like, what is that? And he said it was, incense or whatever. So I thought about that, and that's why I bought it. It's not my favorite scent, I would say. But for this next question, what are 4 things that you need in your life? And I say this both sarcastically and be honest. Like, what do you love? What do you love and you don't want to live without? What 4 things? Now, I would turn this around, and there are 4 things. 4 that humans need to survive: water, food, shelter, and human interaction. You need those 4 things. For me, though, incense, candles, wine, coffee. Now, I've been having an issue with candles, though. I go through them too quickly. I don't want to keep buying these big, scented candles, apparatuses. Because I try to buy them when they're on clearance, and I miss the Christmas clearances. So I want to make my own candles, I think. That's the project on the horizon. So what's a project on your horizon? Maybe there's something you want to build, a skill you want to develop, a hobby to pursue. A friend of mine, Hope, she mentioned that it's hard today to just do something out of love and joy and not think about monetizing it. In America, we're put under so much pressure to capitalize on our hobbies and our skills and things like that it can be on the back of our minds a lot. But for this question, it's what's a project on our horizon that you're energized for? Yeah, I took the crucial first step of Googling how to make candles, your own candles. And the thing that stuck out to me was the boiler. It listed a boiler. I think you got to boil something. And sort of intimidated me. And I closed out the Google app. But is that because I'm picturing a machine that you got to buy and then invest in and all that. I just want to do it old school. Maybe use an oven. Can I put it in the oven? Or the boil, is that on top, maybe on the stove? I don't want this to get complicated. You just need some wax, some scents, which come in the form of oils, wicks, and a container or something. I want to make crystal ones. Can you imagine, if a candle was in this? It'd be so badass. It'd be so cool. That's how a lot of these companies can charge as much as they do for their candles. It's not necessarily the material, but it's the container that it's in and the branding of it that they can charge a lot for. Who's the most influential writer in your life? On your life? I'm looking at a stacks of books behind the camera over here. There's a copy of my book, Homeless but Human, on top of C.S. Lewis, Mere Christianity. There's the Bhagavad Gita, the Time Traveler, Pearl S. Buck. Is that a Franz Kafka? The Trial, I think. All the Light We Can See. Oh, that was when I went through my other part of my library and pulled out some books. I pulled out some Cormac McCarthy ones. Because someone wrote in an Amazon review of Homeless but Human about the style is similar to Cormac McCarthy. But I've never read Cormac McCarthy. And then I Googled him. And then I was like, I'm not really interested in this. I'm reading F. Scott Fitzgerald right now. Jonathan Livingston Seagull, great book. It was one of Kobe Bryant's favorite books. The Little Engine That Could. The Little Prince. Yeah. The Art of War. Walter Isaacson, a biographer. Napoleon Hill. Got Guerrilla Warfare. Che Guerrera. Which one is that? It's a spectacle of... what is it? My vision. I have to get new glasses soon. I just find my vision isn't as strong. I have to squint at everything. This is 6 feet away from me. These books, and I can't read them quite well. The prescription for my glasses, my lenses, it's about 10 years old. I'll kind of do it. What's something life maintenance that we need to catch up on? What would we call that? Life maintenance. What is the... What aspect of life maintenance should we address next? Yeah, I want to update my style too. It's really not my style anymore. I saw this actually, I was in Mass a month ago at this church that I was visiting. And this priest had these great glasses. It really stood out to me. I made note of it. So I got to figure out who that priest is, get in touch with him, and ask him where he got his glasses, his frames. I really like them. Those are the best glasses I've seen of late on people. Closest to what I'm looking for. I might go circular this time. I've always had a narrow, a wider one. I've never done the circles, the John Lennon circles. Speaking of iconic glasses, it's interesting that glasses can be so associated with a person, or facial hair, like the mustache and Hitler. Man, that style went out. Only Michael Jordan could pull off that mustache in that Hanes commercial. He's on like an airplane and he has the Hitler mustache. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's stuff like that though. It's like you can't do it because this person already did it. I think of Richard Nixon a little bit. He did the like peace sign, like double peace sign. And I love that. I think it's great. It's great. But like I don't want the affiliation of Nixon every time. Not him in particular, but that like someone else already did that. It's not original anymore. You know what I'm saying? In what way are we most original? In what way are we most original? And don't, well, technically, me. Well, technically, nothing is original. I get that. I know that. But be playful. Don't be a doorknob. Be playful. Okay, before we start wrapping up, what's the most unique wedding you've gone to? You know, you may have only gone to one or two. You may have gone to 15, I don't know. But what's the most unique wedding that you've attended? I think weddings are more and more unique as younger generations are less tied to the traditions of being wed inside a church and like that whole ritual and program. So people, it's very catered to the individual rather than the two individuals catering to a institution. So I have found that they're just like so designed for the individuals. I've been to weddings in the Sears Tower in Chicago, to like a honeycomb park in the zoo in Chicago to the Rocky Mountains to upstate New York to rural Wisconsin. That being said, I don't feel I've gone to a lot of weddings. But yeah, I find that more and more weddings are becoming a much more unique experience. All right, let's close out this rich reflection with the question we always end on, and that's what are we energized for in the next week? How could I forget? This is actually probably my answer. I went to... I gotta be careful here. I went to a wedding in West Palm Beach, Florida. Black tie. At a place called The Breakers. This was very Gatsby-esque. This place. We had both filet mignon and lobster, and every table had like this giant bouquet of fresh flowers. You walked into the space and the whole place just smelled so fresh. It was magnificent. And after the wedding, we went out and we ran into Michael Jordan's goddaughter. Michael Jordan was going to get married there the next day. That was quite the trip. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you took the time out of your day to just make more positive steps. Take more positive steps in your life. Be aware of like the preciousness of life and the moldability of what you can make life turn out to be. Living your dreams. What do you want to do? What are you here for? Go do it, you know? But oftentimes in order to figure out how we're going to go about doing it or what to even do, it requires something very difficult, and that's just like sitting down and just sitting in silence and both thinking and non-thinking, and just think a little deeper about life. So thank you again for being here. This has been another Rich Reflections.